everyone, this is Dave Dubeau here with another episode of the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast. Today, zooming in is a real estate entrepreneur, a writer, a financial expert, Mr. Michael Stephen. How are you doing today, Michael?
I'm great, Dave. Thank you for having me on your show.
Well, it's my pleasure. Where are you zooming in from this fine day?
I'm right now in Montreal.
Beautiful Montreal. There we go. Well, I'm over on the other side of the country in smoky Kamloops, British Columbia.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, Michael, why don't you tell me a little bit about how you got into the world of real estate investing? How did that all start for Michael Stephen?
It's always something that fascinated me. I had some real estate friends, and they encouraged me to get into it. And it's always something that, I had fear in, because everybody's afraid to take a step into that. And I got into it. I started with a condo, started flipping condos, and eventually I started growing and doing bigger projects. I got involved in the investing world, financing world. I do finance. I work for a bank. I finance people, and I enjoyed it so much. And people actually told me you should write, and then that's how I got to writing books.
You didn't just write one book. If I recall correctly, I was looking on your website. I think you've got 6. Is that right?
6 books are presently published. My 7th one is coming out the 18th of July in exactly 10 days.
Well, by the time that people are watching this, it might be a little while ago, but it's all good. And interesting. So you start out doing condos. Now you kind of built up to doing finance and whatnot. And I know several of your books really revolve around the idea of using real estate as a vehicle for being able to retire. Can you tell me a little bit about that and the importance of, because you're in the banking industry, and no offense to the banks. Well, I don't care if I offend the banks, actually. The stuff they feed the average person about how to create financial independence typically revolves around buying mutual funds. So what's your take on the importance of really taking charge of our own finances, especially through real estate investing?
90% of millionaires in this world have made money through real estate. Doesn't matter what you've touched, real estate has always worked and always will work. These mutual funds and playing the stock market, there's always a risk. Real estate is the safest investment you can make. The ups and downs in between doesn't really make a difference, because from A to Z, you're always going to come out a winner. And if your property is well rented, you're going to create passive income. And if you want retirement, don't rely on a government pension. Don't rely on a work pension. Because you know what, you think about it today, you say, oh, you're going to get a pension of $70,000 when you retire. Yeah, when you retire in 30 years, 40 years, that $70,000 is like earning $10,000 today. Is that what makes you happy? Thing with real estate is rent keeps on going up. You build in your pension. Passive income, will always grow. And if your 70 today is worth 200 tomorrow, well, that's what rent is going to be worth. So build your own pension, create your own pension. Don't wait after other people to create it for you.
Yeah. Plus, the cash flow is only one of the, depending on how you count it, 7 or 8 different profit centers in a long-term buy and hold type deal. So, that's kind of the icing on the cake. You've got everything else that you can benefit from as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Very good. So, Michael, when you're talking to somebody who's kind of new to real estate investing, what do you recommend that they do to get started? And again, a lot of our listeners and followers are beyond that, but we do have some newbies as well. So if you were starting all over again today from scratch, knowing what you know now, what kind of real estate deals would you focus on primarily?
Well, I started by doing flips, right? I wanted to create a cash flow to be able to buy and hold some properties, right? Not everybody's got a ton of money. So, for me, I had to start that way. I would recommend, flipping if you can. But then again, just be very careful with flipping. Some people have been caught, buying too high and not making what they thought they were going to make. So just be patient. Find, surround yourself with professionals. Don't listen to people that are at the same level as you. Listen to experts, people that are up there and they got nothing to lose and they're not, less jealousy, because people at your level don't want to see you doing better than them. So take advice from professionals. There is, it could be a real estate broker, it could be a banker, but you got to really know the person and feel comfortable and try to get advice and listen and put the pieces together. Just for me, just if you're starting off, don't be afraid, because most of the people, that's their thing, is their fear, and you got to get that fear out of it. Once you're in there, you're gonna love it. You're gonna want to do more and more and more and build and build and build. You can't stop at one. You're gonna want to get to the second, third, fourth, and fifth, and you can see it's fun.
That's a fascinating idea. Hold that thought for a second. Hi there, this is Dave Dubeau, and real estate investors hire me to raise capital the right way. Why? Because most of them are stuck with too small of a portfolio and they don't know how to attract investors and raise money for their deals. So I help them to connect, capture, and close their ideal money partners. Bottom line, when you've got a deal, you're going to have the capital to do it. So go ahead and book a no-cost capital clarity session with me at bookachatwithdave.com. Again, that's bookachatwithdave.com.
Yeah. And I like Robert Kiyosaki's advice about the experts that you ask for their opinion. First of all, figure out if they are actually financially free.
Exactly.
If they've accomplished what you're asking them advice about, because again, quite often, especially in the financial planning industry, quite often even with realtors and mortgage brokers, they don't have any direct experience in investment properties themselves. It boggles my mind that we take advice from people that really don't know what the hell they're talking about quite often, just because they've got a piece of paper that says they're a so-called expert.
Exactly.
Yeah. Michael, now, one of the things that I kind of wanted to ask you about, a little bit off topic, but I think it's very applicable. You've written 6 books. What got you started with writing books? And then the second part of the question would be, what benefit have you seen professionally from being an author?
Well, my clients got me to start writing books. I've been helping people for so many years, and they said, Carm, that's my nickname, to put on paper to help them educate the rest of the world, because what you do one-on-one, but you want to get the rest of the world to understand the real estate world. And my books, I try to make it as flawless and as easy to understand. I don't use complicated words. I could give it to, as a matter of fact, I got a 14-year-old that started reading my books. He actually bought my first book, Financial Freedom with Real Estate. And
you sold your kid a book? You didn't even give your own kid?
No, not my kid. No, a kid.
Oh, a kid.
A kid from I believe, I don't know if he's from Illinois or somewhere in the States.
Oh, okay.
He bought a book and he wrote to me and he goes, Mr. Steven, he goes, your book is the first book I ever bought. He goes, I'm going to be buying the rest of your books. By 18, I want to start investing in real estate, and by 30, I want to retire. With a lot of properties and financially free. So stuff like that.
Nice.
Touch my heart, and that's what my book is. It's, if a 14-year-old understands it, that alone is just success.
Well, you know what? You've done an amazing job. That's one of the things I always try to drum into people's head, especially us. What I say this with love and affection, us real estate weirdos, right? Yeah. We can get a little bit too into the minutia. You come from a financial background, so probably an analytical kind of guy. So a lot of analyticals love charts and graphs and numbers and all this kind of stuff, whereas the general public can't handle that. So the fact that you're able to explain thing at what I call a Reader's Digest level, where a 14-year-old can get it, is absolutely brilliant. That's much more difficult to do than writing a super thick, data rich kind of book. Nobody likes to read those except for mathematical type people. But so hats off to you. That's great.
Thank you. And it's in the title too, eh? It's so simple that even your kids can do it. So it's it's all in there.
That's right. It's amazing what kids can do, actually, because they don't come in with all the baggage that we have as grown-ups, right? In fact, one of my favorite stories is the 15-year-old son of some clients of mine. Watched what they were doing with real estate. They were, kicking butt and taking names and raising capital and buying lots of properties. He went out, got his own investors, raised enough money to buy a 5-plex at age 15 before he even had his driver's license.
Imagine.
Mind-boggling. Yeah, no, gotta love it with the kids. Okay, so yeah, it's great to get the word out, but from a professional point of view, what big benefits have you personally seen, Michael Stephen, from being an author? How has this helped your life professionally? I mean, I've got a few books myself. I like to call them business cards on steroids. That's kind of my marketing definition of a book. How has that helped you in your real estate business or in your professional career?
In my professional career, it gives you credibility. In my everyday life, people that I'm surrounded with always knew that I was good at what I was doing. So, professional wise, it's giving me credibility. But the purpose of this is not to get flowers thrown at. It's really, I want people to educate themselves. I want them to get their hands on this and really start their real estate empire. I wish I can go back to being 20 again and having somebody like me, helping me, because I would have started this a long time ago. Long time ago. It's beautiful.
But would you agree it's really never too late to get started, or has the boat gone out?
It's never too late. It is never too late, because one property, if that property brings you $1,500 a month, well, it's $1,500 a month on that property, right? If you're going to end up buying a few of them, you're going to build your passive income fast enough. And I see so many elderly people that got money invested in the bank and they're barely making, 2%, 1.5%, 1%, if that, exactly. When that money, if it's well placed, will bring you a better return in real estate.
Much better.
Don't let your money sleep. It's an old saying: make your money work for you, don't work for your money. So that's what it is.
Yeah, definitely. Excellent. Cool stuff. So, Michael, if people want to find out more about your books, what's the best place for them to do that, or where should they go?
Social media, I'm all over the place, but to get to my social media, the best thing is go to my website, vagpublishing.com. Or the bestsellerbooks.com. That's the bestsellerbooks.com. And you'll see my books there. You click on the books, it'll get you to the links to buy if you want to buy. You got all my social medias. You can follow me there. Whenever there's new books out, I publish I post everything there. As a matter of fact, with this new book coming out, I've created a review team. I send the advanced copy of my book to people that actually enjoy, people that have already bought my books, that follow me. I give them little freebies. So if you do want to get on that train, get to my website, become part of my team, and it'll be my pleasure to send out free books.
What's the new book all about? What's it called?
It's rental property strategies. Basically, give you little tips about rental properties. If you notice my books, it talks a bit about everything. I try to make my books actually complement each other, like a mini series. One, after the rental properties, I'll be talking about the industrial properties. A lot of people are into industrial properties. Commercial properties. I've written, that was my third book. A lot of people love commercial real estate investing. So it's the books speak a bit about everything. So if you really want to be a complete, if you want to have a complete knowledge of investing in real estate, buy everything and just learn it.
Very good. Awesome, Michael. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, pleasure's all mine. Thank you.
All right. My pleasure. All right, everybody, take care and talk to you on the next episode. Bye-bye. Well, hey there. Thanks for tuning into the Property Profits podcast. If you like this episode, that's great. Please go ahead and subscribe on iTunes. Give us a good review. That'd be awesome. I appreciate that. And if you're looking to attract investors and raise capital for your deals, then I'm going to invite you to get a complimentary copy of my newest book, right back there. There it is. The Money Partner Formula. You can get a PDF version at investorattractionbook.com. Again, investorattractionbook.com. Take care.